Hear that click.
Hi guys, this is Donnie from the Sodak Humpcast. I want to thank you very much for supporting us over these last few weeks. Tonight we have a very special edition of the Humpcast. It's like the Humpcast movie. We have the 19th installment of the Humpcast. We had a little mix-up on the beginning because frankly we have no clue what we're doing. But we want to thank you again for supporting us. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So TMC playing with Violeth. What's their story? I mean, what's up with them? They're like
Omaha dudes.
Omaha dudes.
They're good. Omaha dudes are fucking solid band.
Have you fucking what was that one? What was the one that spray painted your street? Troglodyte. And I just watched the thing that Tony Brown. For those of you out there probably know or didn't care, he was the ex-vocalist for Slow Motion Collapse.
2 feet in the grave.
2 feet in the grave. He shared a link about the development, or basically our evolution, and how it was all a farce when they started comparing Neanderthals and the way that things progressed with them. They were just basically saying like there's a reason why they call this the missing link. It's basically this unexplained phenomenon where you made these huge advances or just changes that he was arguing. This guy, I think his name was Leonard. I want to say Leonard Pye. I don't know. Fuck. His last name was Pye. It was some wacky name. It was pretty funny. It was an entertaining documentary. I'll throw a link up on Humpcast. Also watch the thing about the Rothschilds. And how much you hear much about like the Rothschild family and how
I know a lot about the Rothschild family, unfortunately, because I absolutely hate all the things.
Yeah.
So I mean, the Rothschilds, J.P. Morgan, J.P. Chase, Rockefellers.
What's the war?
Rockefeller.
Was the war buck? Not war buck. That's fucking Annie. Damn it.
They're supposed to be the richest
Warburg, maybe,
families in
some
the
shit
world,
like that.
right?
Rothschild?
Yeah, the richest
Rothschilds
families.
is one of the richest.
Yeah, one of them. And yeah, I mean, like there's some things that are pretty undeniable. I mean, there is a concentration of power. The way they made a lot of their money, very underhanded. But I mean, they were playing the game of capitalism and they won. You know? I mean, they basically played Monopoly and they won. So it's like, if you have a problem with them having all this huge amount of wealth, you know, you're a communist. I don't know.
Right. Right. Because
No,
they
no.
they fucking
Socialist.
Capitalism isn't even really
Well,
a government, I would say. So you can't compare it to communism.
But they do. People do. It goes.
I know, but that doesn't make any sense when they do it.
philosophically, they're opposed to people like having monopolies and developing that.
The theory is that the people are supposed to benefit more from capitalism based on competition. So, yeah, based on competitions between businesses. Almost just fell off.
You gotta slip and slide. We're recording this out, everybody.
Anyways, so in short, like everybody hates Walmart. Walmart's like a big one that is obviously the epitome of capitalism. Well, Walmart's, what they did is they took really cheap items in large bulk and they sell them for super cheap prices.
Sure.
Okay, now how does that benefit us? It doesn't, because we get shitty food, substandard food. We get substandard goods that go out in like a year or two. You know, I don't understand that the whole theory behind capitalism giving us the cream of the crop because they're competing with one another, and that's not at all what happens.
Yeah, but I mean, I also heard that the average family saves like a couple grand a year just by shopping at Walmart.
That is very true. That it's hard to deny that they're a powerful
Quality
source of
versus
keeping
quantity.
your money. Yeah. So you can spend it on other things other than household goods. I mean, really, where are you going to get toilet paper for that cheap?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's unintended consequences to anything like that. Capitalism is no exception. I mean, you look at Walmart and some of they're putting fertilizer out there, and if they're not paying attention to it, that runoff is going to go into the fucking sewers. Next thing you know, it's making its
Pollutes
way.
the soil to begin with.
Yeah,
That's the biggest thing. That pollutes the vegetables that you make. Right. So you have to think about that.
Right.
Plus pesticides. I mean, you get into the whole Monsanto thing, and I think the rabbit hole gets pretty fucking deep.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, I think you're kind of damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Sometimes with that.
Well, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, or you just don't worry about it at all, because I don't know, man. It's
You care less than
this band NoFX put out this album called The Decline. It was all. It was a 20-minute song. It was one song. It was 20 minutes, and they had some lyrics in there that was, you know, only morons and genius would fight a losing battle against the superego, and like just you know, it's the whole album's The Decline, and it's basically just kind of pointing out the decline of our society. And I mean, you got to look at capitalism, and you got to wonder. I mean, like it's so cutthroat. I mean, there's an inherent flaw within the whole concept of it. I mean, and they kind of talk about it in Zeitgeist. You know, whereas you're required to not be honest when you're in a capitalist society, because it's like you can't be competitive. You won't be able to remain competitive if you're like, well, I have a product, but the guy down next door, down the street or whatever, has got a much better one.
Have you guys ever worked in sales?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, when you work in like sales, it's very cutthroat. Like just steal your sales.
Yeah.
Everybody's competing. They lie. They cheat. They do whatever.
Commission.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, because the more you make is based on your commission. That's it. That's your money. So.
Yeah. Just keep in mind, you guys might want to speak up because I have no idea what the audio is like. Again, I apologize for last week. We or it wasn't even. It was 2 weeks ago. We didn't have access to any camera. We fucking used this one where you can't see shit. Anyone who. Yeah. Anyway, we used a different camera, and the audio it sounded like it was ran through a distortion pedal, and it was crazy. So we're kind of hoping the audio will be a little bit better for us this week.
Fuzz pedal.
It was at least
maybe not a distortion. Yeah,
like a light distortion.
The gain was rolled up just slightly. It wasn't so nice.
It was on fucking Lisp overdrive.
Yeah.
It was good shit.
Dude, well,
hand me that beer.
All right. You know, talking about.
Yeah, I'll take one.
That'll get better, Frank. I mean, talking about like the fundamental flaws of capitalism and shit like that, you got to look at another. You know, I mean, the Federal Reserve. What the fuck is that? You know?
It's not federal at all.
but I'm saying like, why does no one give a shit? I mean, like. They can't see like how everything is just being skimmed off the top. This big scam.
Everybody gives a shit. The problem is nobody knows what we can do about it.
Sure.
That's the big deal because the process to just even put that thing up for an audit alone is a huge, long, drawn-out process, and you have to have the right politicians in place. And there was only one that I know of that ever even questioned.
I'm guessing you're going to say Ron Paul.
Ron Paul,
yeah.
Of course. He's been.
Well, you're wrong. Nader's been advocating for that to crush that. For a long
but
time.
Nader was never really held a big public office. You know what I mean?
Well, he was a huge advocate. I mean, he was an effective advocate, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. He didn't do a lot.
Well, Ron Paul has been senator? Is he a senator or congressman? I can't remember.
Ron Paul is a congressman. I believe. Yeah.
Anyways, he's been doing it for like 25 years, man. He's been there a very, very long time, and he's always said the same thing. If you were to YouTube it, you can look up older videos from the 80s of him talking about the same shit he's talking about now. That's the kind of politician you want, the guy who holds to his fucking standards.
But don't you think there's also just a degree of apathy, like within like everyone, like you're saying, okay, everyone feels affected by the Federal Reserve. I don't necessarily think that's true. I think there's a huge mass of people out there that just do not give a fuck because they're like, look, I want to get in my car, I want to go to my job, and that's all I want to focus on.
See, I don't think there is a huge mass of people because if you ask anybody, like, do you love your job? Yeah. Would you rather be at home? Yeah. You know what I mean?
But it's not.
You're looking at it. 8 out of 10 people don't want to be at work.
But I'm telling you, dude, after years and years of petition work, of going out and interacting with people, you can present them the most logical shit right in their face. Like, look, this petition is going to directly impact, how you're going to better our society and this and that. And they will. I'm all set, chief. I'm all good.
Right.
Now, whether that's because
fear of change is what it is.
It could be the fear of just giving out your name and your address. But it's like, look, if you ask someone, "Are you registered to vote?" and they're like, "I sure am," well, would you sign this petition against eminent domain? And they're like, nah, I don't really know enough about the issue. Well,
that's a problem.
I mean, don't you think like now is the time to maybe take a look at it? Because if we don't put it on the ballot,
I think the petitioners really pick bad places to do it too. Like sitting out in front of like Walmart or sitting out in front of Target.
Dude, I got arrested petitioning in front of Walmart.
Exactly.
In East St. Louis. Yep, in East St. Louis.
Or sitting in front of the courthouse. I think I saw you in front of the courthouse.
Of course you did, dude. I've been doing that.
But I think I signed that one because it was for pro-weed.
Yeah, Kmart was cool, Walmart not so much.
I'm just saying, like, you catch people when they're in a hurry. And everybody's in a fucking hurry nowadays.
Everyone's in a hurry.
Everybody's in a fucking hurry. You catch them and you're like, hey, you come look at this, blah, 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 blah. Let me explain this huge, elaborate problem with society to you while you're trying to pick up TP.
They don't have time for that.
Exactly.
But if you say something as clear cut as this is for medical marijuana, then they're a little bit more prone to sign. You know what I mean? And like
some people,
it's not a huge
some people, but there's
governing issue.
There
really
was
so much.
But you already know you can't even ask the older, like the baby boomers. You can't ask that generation for something like marijuana because they're not going to do it.
Dude, I had so many blue hairs that came up and signed that. Little old ladies and the couples, and like towards the end of that medical marijuana drive, dude, I don't mind telling you, I was getting paid $5 a signature for something that I thoroughly believed in. So I'm out there getting 20 signatures an hour. You do the math, dude. I'm making good money, trying to do something positive for society. I felt good about that shit.
Yeah, but I mean, did it get us anywhere?
48 fucking 52. 48-52, dude. We almost passed medical marijuana that year, and when we brought it back the next time, fucking it was like it slid down. Like, you know what I mean? So it was such a wake up call to so many people. They're like, holy shit, these hippies actually almost got away with it. That fucking.
That's what
they crushed it the next time around.
Yeah, they just crushed
it.
That's
and the one thing that people brought up that, yes, I can respect this, but at the same time, it's like, because they were like, well, look, you're just using this as a guise to go out and smoke your pot. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
That is a little true. That is a little true.
It's a first step, but the point is, though, I think to ignore the medical benefit of marijuana, whether it even if it's psychological, even if it's just
cash crop.
Yeah.
That would be a
and they don't even talk shit. We don't even talk about the industrial uses. Yeah,
it's fucking insane.
No one even wants to talk about the industrial uses of it. You know, they just focus on, well, there's going to be a bunch of people out getting high, and it's my kids. It's gonna. What about the kids? Think of the children.
See, what I think of is, they're already getting high.
Yeah, they can't. Yeah, there's nothing that's gonna stop that. Yeah,
the kids are already fucking stupid. Deal with it.
It's true, dude. It's very true.
Shit. Like,
so I mean, but that was the one thing that I ran into a lot. There were people that would say
it's just an excuse.
It's just an excuse. You know, they don't actually believe in any medical benefit of it, and I say that's horseshit because
it is absolute horseshit.
I think if you're dying
because they refuse to study it is the biggest thing. The government has never, the FDA has never studied marijuana as a medical use at all.
Pathetic.
For anything that it does.
Except for when it was banned. Except for when it was fucking.
That you can't even really call that a study.
Right.
All they did was judge the high.
All they did was just suffocate monkeys and then go, look, it caused brain damage.
Exactly.
Well, you deprived all their oxygen to their brain. It caused brain damage because you're sadistic evil fucks.
Right.
You know.
Right. But I'm just saying that's
us to
what
monkeys,
they call
which is pretty
study, which is pretty broad, to be honest with you.
See, you sound like that guy. Sound like the guy I fell asleep to listening, man. He's like, there's just no way. He says basically within the scientific method, there's no way that anyone is going to acknowledge any outside, any supernatural, whatever, or anything that's outside of, that can't be proven. They're just grabbing onto these evolution theories. And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, that's what science should be, right? We can't just be like, well, scientifically, I think aliens came here, and that's the only thing. Like,
right.
you can acknowledge the possibility, but I mean, in the end, like, isn't that going to be just as fucking dignified of a theory as fucking fairies and fucking whatever? I don't know. Fucking.
Well, back in the day, the Greek religion, all that kind of stuff was already there in place to explain things that they later explained with science.
Right.
Like storms.
Sure.
Like Zeus was angry because there was lightning.
He's throwing lightning bolts. He's throwing lightning bolts.
It's a cloudy day.
Yeah.
Helios must be pissed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's how they explain these things.
Right.
And now we have actual proof that there's
scientific
forces working that we just didn't understand.
Well, they're forces that we can perceive more accurately now, maybe.
Absolutely.
But aren't we still at the same kind of loss for explanation? Because if you look at and again, everything goes back to quantum theory because that shit just like breaks my brain. Because it's like all reality is just all fucking a farce essentially. I mean, like we're sitting here on this concrete fucking.
Based on our understanding of it right now is a farce, but that's just a limited understanding of what's going on.
True.
So
very true.
Once they figure that shit out, which probably won't be within my lifetime.
No.
But once they were to figure that out, like 100 years from now, if we survive,
right,
they would know, and then we'd feel stupid because it was fucking right in front of our faces. We're missing like one thing that links it all together,
When the theory becomes scientific, it can be really fucking cool. I see what you're saying. Because of how it It's changed over time. It could keep happening. It could keep evolving. That's really
Totally
cool.
changing the subject.
That's alright. That's the
I don't even remember
that's
where
the
we
whole
started.
podcast. Well, we're talking about legalizing weed and how fucking ridiculous it is.
We're
that
talking about
people-
capitalism.
We're talking about capitalism, but there's another fucking, you know, think about all the benefits for these corporations to fucking suppress legalizing marijuana or to use it industrial hemp. Things like
That's why
that.
they don't want to
And
do it.
Think about
That's
all
why
the
they don't
profit.
wanna do
And
it.
it goes right
So
back to
much.
DuPont right very in the beginning. You know what I mean? Right from the Harrison Narcotics Act in '37 when they're like, yeah, but timber, you know, we're a timber industry. And then like there's, you know, some person who's ballsy enough to go, yeah, but, you know, the Constitution was written on, you know, hemp parchment and fucking Bill of Rights, everything. It's like, all of that just went away. You know,
It's so silly.
That's honestly though.
That's
I mean,
because we got our fucking hands in business with other people to where this industry, like fucking timber, like oil,
Well, the thing
all
was,
that shit,
all the
that's
wheels
where
were
money
already
being
turning
made,
for
and
timber.
they don't want
That's
to
the
fucking.
thing. All the wheels were already turning.
Right.
It's gonna be hard to just stop that and cut that out,
But
and
think
start
about-
a new industry.
But that's
Good
like
idea.
one of the inherent flaws that comes along with capitalism is that you get this concentration of wealth, and then their idea of a better society is not for us to be happier and having a fucking party all the time or be healthier and live longer necessarily.
Obviously, it's for them to maintain their wealth.
It's for them to continue profiting.
Exactly.
So in order to continue profiting,
Even
people,
if they make
they
so
will
much money
suppress
that they can never
technology.
spend it at this
Right.
point.
yeah, there's no. I mean, is there really? And I just got into a huge argument with my drummer for Stay Lucky. He goes to school to be a pharmacist. And,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
That was bound to happen.
we had this
Yeah.
huge round and round about the pharmaceutical industry. I'm like, what do you? I mean, you go downtown, cities. What are the biggest buildings you're seeing? Banks, insurance companies, pharmaceutical fucking companies. I mean,
Absolutely,
like,
absolutely.
You think that's an accident?
And
You know,
an
like,
accident.
you think they have the biggest building in downtown Omaha because they're shelling out money to people to help grandma
Exactly.
stay healthy?
Think about how much any
Fuck no.
company spends on advertising alone.
Oh,
Right.
That is a very concentrated and focused effort.
Right.
They don't do that shit on accident. It's not fucking coincidence.
It's not free.
It's-
Hey, it's such
You
a
know?
good product that
It's so
everybody
ridiculous.
should know. No, you gotta fucking pay.
Why is there a pharmacy in every fucking grocery store you go to?
Yeah.
Why is that? Why is that? Because it's a one-stop shop. Everything is supposed to be there. And pharmaceuticals are a main part of life, especially American life.
Sure.
That's because
Everybody
the
just
fucking
loads up on
government's a bunch of drug
To
dealers.
forget about their day, you know, and then they come up with all these bullshit fucking diseases like ADD.
Restless leg syndrome.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, dude, that was hilarious.
Restless leg
Yeah.
syndrome.
That was
What the
hilarious.
Serious?
I've heard people diagnose themselves.
It's like
with
he's
that
fucking bored. He wants to get up and walk around.
Yeah.
Give him a pill that'll calm him down. Like that.
Yeah, give him Ritalin that's filled with all kinds of toxins that his body is not meant to handle, and then
Right.
wonder why he has a hormonal imbalance and he's fucking moody.
Yeah. And, well, I mean, it's the main thing that we kind of went round and round about was like look, man, I kept coming back to this and said, what motivation would they possibly have to cure any disease ever?
That's a
What?
fucking huge one. They don't have
No,
zero.
because
You don't make any money off of
You
curing a
can't even
disease.
get
You
a
make
cell
money off
phone that
treating the
lasts
symptoms.
infinitely.
Yeah.
I mean, let alone we can't find simple things that last forever.
Right.
You know, the smallest items don't last very long. Your TV's bound to go. My new TV,
Yeah.
Right.
it's like 3 years old.
Sure.
Fucker already turns off all by itself. Listen, this shit
Yeah.
is breaking because they want it to break. So you go out and
Right.
buy another TV within
Obviously.
5 years.
Right.
That's how it works.
Obviously. Right.
That's how they maintain their profit.
It happens with the human body too. You're
Just
sick,
long enough for
hey,
you to
gotta
forget
fucking-
that, hey, wait a minute, this thing isn't that old. Yeah.
Why would
is
they-
it breaking? Why would I go buy from this brand again if it's breaking?
I just
It should be
don't-
lasting for the rest of my fucking life. I spent $1,000 on a goddamn TV. That thing should last
Right.
me till I die.
Right.
Yeah, well, now, so why is it that Gibson SGs have a fucking lifetime warranty on them?
I don't know.
That's Gibson though.
That's Gibson.
That's
fucking
Gibson, man. We're not gonna
Gibson.
keep-
But I
Gibson is the
wanna
only
point
company
out-
that fucking.
It only works if you buy a brand new Gibson. Which honestly, the components of a Gibson, overpriced.
Yeah, but they sound awesome.
Eh,
I love them.
I don't think they sound $3,000 worth awesome.
They're not
That's-
Single
6,000 new.
Oh yeah, like nice
A
customs.
P90. Well, I'm saying like just a P90 standard
Not,
lifetime
not,
warranty.
not,
on
not a
that bitch.
P90. If you're looking at
$1,300 bucks. That's
Yeah,
the last guitar
exactly.
you buy for the rest of your life. You take care of it.
it's too much.
It's too much, but I mean, look. I don't think every company has to necessarily be evil, but when we look at the pharmaceutical companies and we're talking about
Yes.
the flaws of capitalism, that's one thing you got to look at, man. You can't
The
run a
pharmacies
society
are
like a
obvious
business.
Exactly.
You can't.
Yes, it's not a business. They're fucking people.
Exactly. Yeah, we have
Yeah,
dignity. I mean, like, I don't have dignity.
Then you gotta throw
There's
in
someone out there that has
population
dignity.
control, and you gotta throw in fucking overpopulating. Well, the same thing, but you know,
Do you think?
Who gives a fuck about a couple numbers, man?
You think maybe that if they were able to, yeah, well, like I said, I mean, and this is the point I kept trying to make. It's like, look, you don't make money curing people of disease. You make money treating people for the symptoms.
Exactly, making them live with it for the rest of their life and having to go get medication every month.
Right. Yeah, that's how you make money.
That's why you see most people who are like 40, 45 years old. My mom, my girlfriend's mom, they all have like a fucking huge pill box. It's like looks like fucking Skittles.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, for what they take daily. It's so ridiculous, the things that they'll take daily just because their doctor told them to. And that's another thing. The medical system is obviously flawed because it supports the pharmaceutical system. If a doctor gets paid a commission based on the pharmaceuticals he prescribes, that's kind of fucked up. You know what I mean?
But how do we know that's what's happening? I have no idea.
I'm pretty fucking sure.
You think so?
Why do you think they have all those samples?
Free samples?
How do you think the samples get in there?
Well,
the pharmaceutical agent has to come in, pitch it to the doctor, and the doctor has to decide, hey, you know, I'll take it. What happens if I sell them, though?
Yeah.
What happens? He's a salesman.
Sure.
He's a fucking salesman.
Right, yeah.
Because they don't cure shit. Because there's shit you could cure, but you can just look up on WebMD.
Right.
Boom. Cured naturally. You don't have to get shit.
Right.
You probably have the stuff in your house.
Kudos to WebMD.
Right, yeah. I mean, shout out to WebMD.
I think, not to cut you off or nothing, but I think that's where it might be going with the internet. The power of the internet. Fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Can't be controlled with
but
the
there's
internet.
so much, but like you type in, you know.
That's true. It'll
all
be.
You need is a couple hypochondriacs type in the, you know, the wrong thing.
That is
For
true.
cyanide.
Next thing, the next thing you know, they're
That
drinking
is true,
Drano
but-
because some idiot decided to post something funny on social media.
Right.
You know, like there's no regulation behind it. It's a good thing.
Okay,
it's a blessing
well,
and a curse at the same time. Right?
I think that's a very extreme case with the Drano, but on
That's how we.
You ever tried it?
on Wikipedia it actually has
Bleach.
it has.
That's how we weed out the
you
weak
have
ones.
to reference it. Like if you look at the bottom of any Wikipedia page, there is usually 10 to 20 references
Sure.
of the information that's
Sure.
stored on the Wikipedia page. As far as I'm concerned, Wikipedia is like a fucking library. How do we know that those authors that are so, you know, in high renown
Yeah.
in the fucking libraries are gonna have that kind of reference?
But if that's the mindset that you have, I mean, you could basically deconstruct any theory. You know what I mean? Like, there's stuff that just common sense. You
I
know,
think a
if
lot
I
of
drop
books
my
in
beer
the
on the
library
ground,
are
gravity's gonna
expired.
fucking take it down. You know what I
Say the
mean?
least.
What's that?
A lot of the books that you read in the library are expired, to say the least. They're very old concepts.
So you're saying potentially the information could be
I would say
obsolete.
that you don't need the library at all, because we have the internet.
That's true.
Fresh.
That's true.
So,
yeah.
Then you get into whole higher education and all that, and you're kind of like, you know, really, honestly, you can learn that shit online.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, but you know, there's no way to be accredited for that. Like, you know, you go in to apply
Exactly.
for a job, they're not going to be like, you know, oh, I see that you've logged in 20 hours on YouTube.
That would be very
Yeah,
small. and
Okay,
like
I see you've logged in 5,000
5,000 hours.
on
Now
YouTube.
you're thinking more
You know
logically.
what I mean? Like, but that's not going to mean anything because you
No.
can watch
See,
5,000
you-
hours of Alex Jones and now you think the world's going to end at any given moment.
At
Like,
any
like-
moment, right?
Well, I mean,
yeah.
I'm talking like on a specific subject. You know,
Okay.
like let's say they tested you on that subject, and that's all there was a test.
But what they're looking for is information that they can verify themselves. You know what I mean? That you've been studying the correct information. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. That's what the test would be for. Is
Yeah.
if you pass the
That's
test,
for-
then you automatically get the certificate. But
Sure.
why should you have to go to a college, another place that's ran like a fucking business, take a bunch of courses you don't give a shit about that aren't going to have any effect on your
right.
job once you leave?
Yeah.
Right. It is strange. That
You're
is
just
strange.
wasting time.
Build up them,
You know what I mean?
build up them fucking that. Build up.
You know,
that-
look at high school. High school is a prime example. I think all three of us, you know, were probably thought to be not very smart kids because we just didn't give a shit about the
I
subjects they
didn't,
were
I didn't
studying.
learn anything.
Did you guys
I
graduate?
really didn't.
Well, I
learn
graduated.
anything.
Did you
Yeah, I
graduate?
did, yeah.
I got my GED when I was 15. I actually got expelled for too many unexcused absences. And my dad's like, well, you're gonna go to. He's like, you're gonna go to college now. I'm like, I'm 15. I don't wanna. So I fucking just got my GED, and they wanted me to take all this pre-test and shit. I'm like, I'm not taking your pre-test. You just give me the fucking test.
Yeah.
And it was a cakewalk.
Exactly,
And
because
you-
everything you
and you
learn in
meet-
high
you
school,
meet
you
adults.
learn in fucking middle school.
Yeah, you meet adults that fucking to this day are
Can't
still
even do
taking
that.
pre-tests and stuff.
I
Like, I'm
know.
gonna get my GED. It's like, are you serious, man? Not to be insulting, but I mean, come on. Took that thing when I was 15 and fucking.
What have you been
walked
doing? You're
through.
40 years old. Yes.
Yeah, I don't
What-
know.
What have you been doing? You know, it's like they've been living, trying to survive,
Sure.
working. You don't
Right.
learn anything doing that.
No.
You don't. It doesn't make. It's not gonna make you smart. You fucking working at running a
Depends
Taco
on your
Bell.
job. Depends on
Same thing every day.
Well, a lot of
Every
them, like,
fucking
service
day,
industry.
same
There's
fucking
nothing to
day.
learn in the service industry.
Not a
If you're a
lot.
head housekeeper, you run a hotel, or you run, like, anything that's like a service industry, there's nothing to really
Not a lot of
learn.
information to
It's like,
glean there.
if you know basic math and you can deal with people, hey, guess what? You got a job. And we'll pay you a lot amount if you stay here and you just do as you're told and act like the slave that you are.
Right.
Fucking hate this shit.
Act like the slave that you are, indeed. And again, I think that just goes back to just people being apathetic in general, man. Like
Yeah,
they just
exactly. They just take it, man. They just take
don't.
it.
They do. They do. And
I take it up the ass every fucking day, dude. Getting up at 7:30 in the fucking
It's the
morning.
reason
taking
I've
up
had
the
so many
fucking
jobs
ass.
because it's
I
like,
gotta go
yeah,
grab
you know what?
fucking
Fuck
knee
you
pads.
guys.
Fucking shit, dude.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess.
So I find a lazy job.
Well, what's the solution then? I mean, like,
There
you
is
think
no.
incrementally, there's got to be something that we could all do.
I've been going off the fucking.
I would say it's a whole variety of
Dude,
stuff.
I've been going off the fucking the saying of
Jake wants
if
to keep
it's-
saying fuck it.
if it's already been done, don't do it. But what the fuck can you do, man? You got to do something different because if you try competing with anything that's already got a very established name and something that's already fucking ruling this aspect of
Right,
fucking
right.
business, you're not gonna win.
Well, what I would say to
That's
that,
why mom and
what I would
pop
say to
don't
that, that I
fucking
learned, I was going to college for a while. I went to USD, and fucking, I actually started out going for criminal justice because I thought that I was gonna be a caseworker for fucking kids, and I thought maybe I'd be able to relate to them, be like, hey man, like I get where you're coming from. I've been in jail, I've been here, been in that same room you're staying in right now. Fucking, I figured maybe they'd have someone they could relate to, and I realized about halfway through it that number one, I'm not gonna make shit at this job, and number two, I don't want to be that person, that figure, that authority figure. Like I just, I don't want to be that. And so like, I dropped out, and then fucking, now I got a bunch of fucking student loan debt.
Yeah.
But one thing, but I do value, I really like my drug use and abuse class, and I really like social psychology and psychology class. I mean, what I would say to your statement, Jake, is that, anytime you're looking at a major, you're like, what the fuck can we do? There's going to be a couple of different things that influence major effective change. I mean, this is according to my psych book 101. It's either going to be the elite, the most powerful people where the concentration of wealth are, and that's currently they're the most influential aspect of our society. They control all the media that's going out there. They control all of, basically everyone's perception of what's happening in the world because we just go by what the fucking news tells us.
Right.
Well, I wasn't involved. I have no fucking clue.
That's all we know.
That's all we can know at times,
It could be
right?
bullshit. It could be all bullshit.
But the other side to that is major social change will come about when there's a critical mass. And when the critical mass happens, that's when enough people are so fed up with shit. And that when Justin was talking about the internet, when you can't control the spread of information, that's how some change and some seismic activity can happen within society. Because you get enough people that are pissed off and fed up with something, then you have fucking coups, you have revolutions. That's when you start experiencing some major change. So that's what I would say, like what can we do? You can start with little things. You can shop at a co-op. You can support local music and not fucking go to Lady Gaga or whatever the fuck kind of bullshit, mainstream shit they're feeding you.
Right.
There's a lot of little things that you can do that potentially could help benefit everyone.
The issue that I see with that is while it would be for the greater good to obviously do things like shop at the co-op. I shop at the co-op, okay?
Sure.
But in the same fact, there's things at the co-op that are fucking outrageously priced.
Like beef.
And I don't blame them for pricing that.
Trying to remain competitive.
It is expensive. Okay,
It's grass fed.
Exactly.
It's
exactly.
$20 a pound.
It's delicious.
I
No,
bet
it's not
it
$20.
is.
It's like $7 a pound.
Right.
But it is really good.
I bet it is.
It's
I bet it
delicious.
is, man.
The problem being, though, if you look at Walmart, you can get a pound for $4. So you're looking at a $3 difference, and most people, that's a lot of money. If they're feeding 5 or 6 people,
Exactly.
that shit adds up.
Exactly.
And they cannot afford
$20 a meal.
to eat that healthy. Even though the food they're eating at Walmart is absolutely terrible. We didn't get into GMOs,
Sure.
non-organics, and preservatives.
Yeah.
We didn't get there. There's a lot of shit right there in the food
Plastic,
that they
everybody.
poison you with.
Fucking,
But,
you drink out of a plastic bottle,
you
you're
get BPA,
fucking
yeah.
dying.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, dude.
Someone told me that
Good.
they were saying like, okay, because I used to do this all the time. But you take like half a glass of like bottled water, you know what I mean? Or you fill it up halfway, throw it in the freezer, right? And then when you want a fucking like a cold drink to take with you on the go, fill it up, you know what I mean, the rest of the way, shake it up, and then go, and then you got fucking cold water right there. And you're like, dude, you shouldn't do that. Like, by reusing those plastic bottles over and over again, the fucking, like, the chemicals that they use to bond the fucking plastic together is, like, coming apart, like, within the water that you're drinking.
Yeah, right,
yeah. And you're drinking fucking bad shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, get the fuck out of here with that. I don't
BPA,
believe
BPA is actually it's cancerous.
Yeah.
I mean, with long, strenuous. Think about this. Like, 9 out of 10 people that I know drink soda pop.
Sure.
And they don't drink it out of the can. They drink it out of the bottle.
Right.
But aren't cans and aluminum
But they drink
supposed
it
to be equally like that?
every day. No, aluminum is a metal that's naturally found in your body. Depending on what else they would put in the metal, like if they painted the inside or
I've heard it's one of the main causes, or one of the theories for Alzheimer's is that it's crossing the blood-brain barrier, and that these aluminum fucking whatever.
Ideally,
in deodorant.
Aluminum or
It's
plastic.
in deodorant.
Glass.
In deodorant too.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Right, exactly. It's just, there's no.
It actually causes those. They don't study them past like a 3-month period. So, for instance, if they're testing something out before they release it, they test it out for like 30 days, 3 months if they're really pushing it. Okay.
Yeah.
There's no testing for long term. You know, same thing with vaccines. They don't test it for long term. They don't test it as it adds up over time.
Sure.
Because your body stores those things that you use over time. It's a little bit every time you use it. Eventually, you have a massive amount in your body, and your body fights back. And you get some sort of lymph node cancer.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking scary shit that's out there, man. I mean, like, I honestly think that we're all just frogs in the boiling pot, because at this point, dude, our federal government has so much control over us that I can't see us ever being able to come back from it.
That's exactly how I feel. And
You know what I mean?
unfortunate,
Like,
without a full-on, like, marching arms fucking revolution,
Right.
there is no out.
But dude, I mean, and like, of course, any conspiracy theorist worth his salt is gonna say, oh, they're mobilizing. Oh, what's happening?
Right now.
Did you
Right
see?
now.
Did you see this picture on the internet? Did you look at it?
You would know the voice to make too.
Did you see the picture on the internet? Oh, they are all coming. This is happening, people. Now is the time. This is the hour.
Death ain't
Alex
passing
Jones
your
and his
door,
fear
buddy.
mongering is what's going on.
Well, okay, so, you know, you can write people off like that, but can you respect the fact that maybe you can confront people with the most fucked up shit in our society and that they will look the other way?
Absolutely.
And like, so it's like, okay.
But I don't think that fear mongering is the way to go about it.
Well, what's the way then?
It's not that way, because that way turns a lot of people away. Just automatically, his
Sure.
demeanor alone.
Sure.
The moment he starts talking, he sounds like a fucking loon.
He's quite a
Nobody's
polarizing
going to take
character.
him
He's quite a polarizing
seriously.
character.
Nobody's
But he
going
has
to take.
some-
When the other guys, like, if you ever see a debate on like CNN with Alex Jones,
Sure,
like
sure.
Piers Morgan, or whoever,
I
what
watch
happens there is Piers Morgan stays completely calm,
Right.
and Alex Jones
Flies
freaks the
out
fuck
the alley, yeah.
He
Yeah.
fucking freaks the fuck
Yeah, he
out.
freaks out,
And
yeah.
then they keep changing the subjects on each
Yeah,
other,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
gets nowhere.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he
and who looks
fucking-
like the crazy one?
Yeah,
the one guy who's actually saying the truth looks fucking
Sure.
nuts.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks
He,
batshit fucking crazy.
so perhaps a bad representative. I mean, a lot of people say the same thing about Ventura. You know, they're like,
no, fuck that.
See,
Jesse's
I
awesome.
love Big. I love him too. But what I'm saying is that
They can't.
they
the body.
don't.
They keep
feel.
thinking he's a fucking WWE
No.
wrestler.
They think that
I keep thinking he's
his
just
points are invalid. You know what I mean?
Bullshit.
I would
Jesse
say- I
Ventura
would
lives
say-
in fucking Mexico. That should tell you a lot, right there. This guy
You got the
was
fuck out.
in
Huh?
public office for Minnesota, which is actually a pretty lame state. I mean, it's a pretty boring state overall.
Minnesota's the shit. I love Minnesota.
I didn't say. I'm just saying, like crime rate wise, and like.
They got a murder every single day in Minneapolis, dude.
Of course,
every day.
but that's per capita. That's not a big deal. I mean, there's a lot of people in Minneapolis. There's a lot. People are gonna die. Okay.
Not by murder necessarily.
Yeah.
They don't have that kind of fucking problem in Sweden.
How many times have you gotten in fights?
I don't know. What does that have to do with anything?
I'm just saying, it's like out here we had the lowest crime rate in the nation for almost 10 years, and we've all been in fights or situations that were possibly life-threatening.
Sure.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like
People
it's gonna
get
happen
pissed and shit.
regardless, and then if you
You're
add more people, it's
Especially
just
when
more
you're brought
dangerous.
up in
Everybody's in fear.
So basically, you're just saying it's just a numbers game. That anytime
Absolutely.
you get enough people together, some fucked up shit is bound to happen.
Look at our
Right?
whole world.
Yeah,
Is
all we
is that
do
what you're saying?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so if that's your argument, why is there such a low fucking crime rate in fucking places like Scandinavia, fucking Europe? How many gun deaths fucking in Europe? How many murders in Europe?
Hold on. How many murders is a big deal?
Stop.
How many gun deaths?
Let's go back to Jesse Ventura, dude.
No,
Gun deaths, there's very limited. If you were to talk, let's just talk England, okay?
Okay,
Let's talk
okay.
England.
Sure.
England has maybe, what, 30 gun deaths?
Right. As opposed to us, it's
year.
like 20, 30,000, something like that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
They have no guns there, okay? But their crime rate is almost double what ours is. And that's because now there's gangs that have power. Now it's the numbers that have power. And there's gangs in England. No, have you looked up the FBI reports?
Yeah, but they talk so faggy.
Yeah, you think they do. But that's because you're not from there, dude. You're not from there.
They talk so faggy.
You seen fucking Clockwork Orange?
Oh, that's from the 70s. But yeah.
A little bit of in out.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
It's
like,
raping,
gang activity and shit like that is still there, dude. But the difference is
It just sounds faggier.
people have no way to defend themselves. If a gang comes into your fucking establishment, what are you gonna do?
Chill? No.
Yeah, you think it sounds faggy? Have you seen some of those guys?
I am
Kick
not.
the shit out of you.
All I can think of is
Well,
Brother Ali, or not Brother Ali. That's the total wrong reference. What's the one that Sacha Baron Cohen did? His first fucking from States. Fucking the dude. He had a show. Come on, man, help me out, man.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Sacha Baron Cohen, the guy who did fucking Borat. The dude who fucking his whole
Ali.
I would think of
Where he was like a gangster?
Yeah.
Ali.
That was it? Just Ali?
Yeah.
Ali G.
Ollie G.
G show.
There we go,
She
there we
was
go.
hilarious, dude.
I never watched it.
That shit was awesome. I watched it.
I love that show, dude. I thought it was fucking
I like
hilarious.
Borat.
He just puts like a bunch of people, even like senators and shit, in socially awkward situations.
Nader was on. He
Yeah.
interviewed Nader, dude. He's like, right, so you don't like government. I don't know. It was fucking hilarious the way he was just making them out. And like,
And
he's just deadpan all the time. Like,
This thing.
What am I? How did I get? Who am I firing for this? Like, he wasn't psyched that he was on a fucking joke show. You know, like, wasn't feeling it.
Yeah,
that's
I can't
awesome.
say
But if you were to actually look at the statistics for some European nations, some of them are actually really low in crime rate.
That's what I'm saying.
There is, like Sweden. Sweden's super low in crime rate.
Right.
Sweden also has one of the
You gotta
least
have to move
strict
back a little bit.
fucking gun laws everywhere.
Everywhere, dude.
What's
What's
that?
it?
We were talking about Ventura living in Mexico.
Yeah, then we got onto guns.
He lives in Mexico
Yeah,
now?
murders.
You gotta
We're talking
keep
more
up.
about
You gotta keep up.
Murders
Jake.
and crime
You gotta be
rates is
quick.
more what we
It's
were
not
talking
making
about.
any sense. We're not even finalizing a point before we go to the next
We
one.
can take a
There
break.
is no point to be made because we're all a bunch of idiots in a basement recording ourselves. We're
We're in
gonna jump
HD.
around.
In
And
the HD.
Super
Super
HD.
justice.
There's no,
Makes
like-
sense.
There's
How
no
do you not sum up the Ventura thing? We did sum up the
We
Ventura.
just-
So we did.
We just said
He's a
he lived
wrestler.
in fucking Mexico and he lived in Mexico.
Yeah.
That's it.
What else? What else do
He
you
moved
want
to
to know, Jake?
Mexico
I
because of how
I like
he saw things
Clockwork
going
Orange.
in this country.
Because of how he saw things. Okay.
Absolutely. That's why he moved to Mexico, and that's why he speaks out against the government now, because he's obviously, and he believes in the 9/11 conspiracies
And
and
the
all that
topic
kind of
moved
thing.
on. And the topic moved on to. The topic moved
I didn't
on
know
to.
this. I didn't understand.
I
Per
asked-
capita murders.
still-
I asked Jake,
questions.
or I asked
All
fucking
I'm gonna
Frank, I asked him, so I said, you think it's just purely a numbers game? So like basically anytime you get like large enough amount of people together, there's always going to be a few crackpots
a large
in there.
enough amount of
Well,
people in a
Okay, I was
mixed
saying-
society.
But
that is another thing.
But that is,
we
there
are
are,
a
you have to,
huge melting pot of mixed society.
go
Look at
ahead
our-
and finish your point. Finish your point, and I'm going to make mine. Go ahead.
Look at the world as a collective.
Oh,
Every
good, Jake's cracking
fucking
knowledge.
dude, look at the world as a fucking collective. We're all fucking feuding, or we're all making allies because there's gotta be a fight. There's gotta be a feud. What do you think happens in a fucking city?
There doesn't
In
have
one
to be,
city
there
in
doesn't
the
have to
fucking
be a
world,
fight. There
of
doesn't
course.
have to be a feud. But the thing is, if you take all these different nationalities, they all speak different languages. They all come from different places. You know, and then you put then you take the money.
Some like
you put
pot,
the
some
money in the
don't.
middle of it.
So-
Where
so what-
people have to
So there's
fight
gotta
and
be a
survive.
feud.
So what Frank
There's gotta be a fight.
What Frank is asserting then is because it's directly due to our diversity?
No, it's due to our diversity and the fear. They control you through fear, through your money.
Okay.
You have to have money to
That's a they
survive.
statement. I'm not talking about they. I'm saying people as a whole. This is my theory on this whole matter. I think there's a component within the American, just our society. Now, yes, granted we're a melting pot. Okay, so you know I'll give you partial credit for whatever for my
Teacher
theory.
Donnie.
That's right. I'm handing out life lessons, kids. This is how this shit goes in my mind. I think that there's a major component within the American psyche that is the main reason why we have a higher crime rate than fucking a lot of other places. I don't think it has anything to do with the amount of guns. I don't think it has anything to do with fucking... I think it's just the way, the culture of our society as Americans and as overprivileged fucking pieces of shit.
How about fucking
we're more angry. We're more eager to hurt each other. That's what I think.
I don't think so. Genocide. If you were to look at like countries
How
like
about
Brazil,
genocide? What are we talking about? Native American genocide?
No, I'm talking about.
Are we talking about the shit that governments that we go and overthrow, like the 80,000 dead Nicaragua genocide? Which genocide are you referring to?
I'm talking about fucking back in the day, Rwanda and kill your ass coming to your house for
back
no
in the day,
reason.
Rwanda's still going on.
Yeah, you have
Okay,
to. Yeah,
come to your house with a fucking machete and cut your ass
prime
for
example.
no fucking reason.
Two other continents
we are the
way
ones
worse
who
than
wanna
North
do that.
I'm not saying we
Yes.
weren't the worst. I'm just telling you that we're fucking. There's a reason why we disproportionately have more gun fucking murders than anywhere else.
Okay,
We don't
see,
have
I
more
thought
gun
that you were
murders than
saying
anywhere
we're
We're
else.
number one in the country. Who beats us? Or number one in the world? Who beats us?
We're not number one in murders. Gun murders, yes.
Okay.
Okay, we're not
Well,
number
there
one in
you
murders.
go.
Number one in murders is actually South America.
South America.
and Africa. Those
Okay.
two are
All right.
far above
Look,
us.
I'm not saying there
Okay.
aren't. I'm not saying there aren't other societies
And
that
then
are
you
more
look at
depraved than
Mexico.
us.
Mexico's almost right with us.
Sure.
Almost right with us. And the
Sure.
drug trafficking is
10 times worse there.
okay.
There's a big fuel for the
All
fire
right.
right there.
Mexico City's what, the 13th largest city in the fucking world? I mean, it's a very large city. With a lot of people who are all the same nationality.
Right,
But they
right.
still fucking hate each other.
Right.
Now, what it is money. You have to kill
It's the color
someone.
divide. Yeah, exactly.
You have to
Anytime
kill
you get
someone.
people that are desperate enough, they're
That's-
gonna fucking hurt each other.
That's what's going on.
Okay.
That's what I was saying.
But that's what I'm saying. It's different in the United States because you get.
Why
all
are we
this over-
arguing when we're talking about the same thing?
I don't know. It's just a discussion. I don't feel like we're arguing.
Okay, alright.
Successful.
at you.
Successful debate.
I'm just saying, man, that I think that Americans in general are such overprivileged pieces of shit that.
We are pretty overprivileged.
Oh my god! It's
But
it's
the thing is,
disgusting.
you have to work your ass off to buy a lot of this stuff. Think about what. Okay, Donnie. Like, think about in comparison to you, from somebody who came from an upper class family.
I don't even want to think about that.
Do you understand? Like, his daddy bought him a fucking
I don't want. I've seen
Mustang.
it. I grew up. I'm 30.
Fucking 2000.
I know,
I'm 30.
fucking
I've been
Mustang.
through it.
My
I've
dad
been. I
bought
know.
me an
It's
AS.
disgusting,
He
dude.
bought me a fucking dirt bike back in the day.
Well, what I'm saying is that there's a big difference. There's a big gap. You're a nice guy, though, Jake.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jake.
you're a great guy.
Yeah, Jake.
It's
You're
very-
a good guy.
you're a very
Yeah.
rare blend, okay? So
Right.
a lot of these other guys
Right.
feel like that they're a step above you just based on the family that they were born in.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely. There's
and being
100%.
born, on fucking WIC and food stamps and
Sure,
fucking
sure. Going
government
through the
cheese and
shit, yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
you know, like you understand that
Yep. This shit is different, man.
it's
Like,
very different.
I run into some of
Completely
that. I don't feel like my drummer says it overtly, but I feel like he has this entitled kind of
disdain for you.
like this entitled privilege about him that's like, he kind of puffs out his chest and he says, yeah, man, I feel like I work really hard for what I have and this and that. It's like, did you? Or were you just handed a lot of things and now you're kind of like elevating yourself?
Well, yeah, we have a
you're
lot-
working hard. I say that's awesome. I don't deny that, but
no.
can you really like go like over other people and just be fucking egotistical about stuff that you already started out at like a privilege, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Point, it's like
Exactly.
you can't really like.
You gotta admit, you had a little bit of an advantage.
You had an advantage. It's like it'd be like if I had a game genie and I beat every Nintendo game that were out there, and then I walked around and I was like,
Yeah, I beat them all.
oh, what are you playing there, Battletoads? Oh, crush that. Crush that in like an
With the
hour.
invincibility
Well,
code.
did you use the invincibility code? Oh, you did? Okay, well that's the equivalent of daddy, paying for college, or whatever. I'm not. Anyway, the
See,
point.
and that's the tough thing is that
See, but we look like assholes basically talking shit about kids who are put in those situations who really didn't have any control over growing up in there and they're a product of their environment.
True, but
So-
but you don't go around advertising it, and you and I both know there's like so many collective douchebags.
Yes.
It's like you get the
It's
full.
the arrogance that comes with it that
It's the
becomes
football
the problem.
players.
It's like these people feel that they're entitled to shit when
They're all football players.
Yeah, exactly.
All of them.
All of them are football players.
Everyone.
No, I have met some cool ass football
That's
players
I have
who
too.
are fucking not
I-
arrogant at all. Actually, a lot of them admit to being that they call themselves stupid. I don't think they're stupid because I think there's different types of intelligence.
Isn't
Obviously,
that-
there's book
isn't that-
smart and then there's fucking common sense. Guys who just get in there
Sure.
and problem solve. They
Sure.
just figure shit out.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah,
let's not deny like an athletic intelligence too.
Absolutely, man.
You know, I mean,
There
that's
has to be
another
some
thing.
sort of
I mean, if you're problem solving quickly, whether you're using your body or whether you're using your mind.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like if you're a good enough athlete, you should have some level of intelligence. You should.
Of crazy
now
reaction
when you're growing up, you go through middle school, knee jerking your way through maturity, then it's easier to beat up a poor kid and make fun of him because he's a fucking idiot and I'm bigger and stronger. Yeah. You know, like that. You can't say that person's a bad person or a bad human being for doing that. It just means that they have a fucked up perspective on what's going on.
Which they were given. So I mean, like, and again, like you say, it wasn't it wasn't their choice. There are people who are born rich. There are people who aren't. You know, I think what would define you is, your respect for your fellow man, which it can be extremely it can be really challenging, man. It's how you.
I failed at it. I failed at it forever. I mean, I did. I just did not give a fuck. But that was because I had so much personal baggage that I just took it out on everyone else. You know, it wasn't an issue of like, I don't respect that person because they're rich. It was like, fucking, that guy, I don't like that fucking guy. I don't like his attitude.
I don't like how he talks to me.
I don't like how he talks
to other people.
And it is, and like, instead of, disengaging or moving on or not getting hung up on it, I let the shit pull me down. Crabs in a bucket. I got pulled down to the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Anytime you start flourishing at doing something or like getting out in the public eye, like music or anything else, you're opening the door. You might as well be Banks. You might as well be Banks because so many haters are going to come out. It doesn't matter if what you're doing is good. It doesn't matter at all. There are going to be haters that are like, you know what? I met that guy, he was a dick to me, and I hate that fucking guy. Now I hate that guy's band as a result. Even though secretly I like it, I hate it even more now.
He likes the music, he just hates the band because the guy's the band.
Exactly. So there's no way around
it. It can ruin the overall message.
It ruins it for me. I mean, like I met this band. I guess I won't name names. It's probably smarter. I met this band, and like I bought their CD and I bought their T-shirt, and I went to talk to their guitar player. I was like, "Hey man, I play guitar too," and he's like, looking past me, didn't even make eye contact with me the whole time. He's like, "Oh yeah, cool man," shakes my hand, looks away. I'm like, "What? And he's like, "That's cool, man." And I'm like,
"They're from town?"
No, they're from up north here. Let's just say they're regional, okay? Out of Fargo.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, man, I played in this band called So Much in Class. I'm like, you ever listening to Iron Maiden? Like, we kind of reminisced somewhat of that. And he's like, I fucking hate Iron Maiden. And I was like, who says that?
Right.
Who says that? No one says that.
Yeah, I know people who hate Iron Maiden.
Like, I don't, no one would say that, but I mean, I was crushed, dude.
I know people who hate
I was crushed, dude. I was crushed. Like,
they hate the singing.
But
they hate the singing.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I
gives a fuck about that.
It's so ridiculous because it's like people need
an
entire, like, the music has to fit exactly what they're looking for. You know what I mean?
Don't forget about what the artist wants to do.
Yeah, I mean, who gives a fuck about that?
I'm mad about it because
that is.
I did this for free and it's not the way I like it.
But it falls on both sides of the spectrum.
That's fat American mentality. That's what that is.
It falls on both sides of the spectrum. You get, in the metal spectrum, you get the guys who need to have singing. They have to have it.
They do.
If it doesn't have singing, they will not listen to it. And then you got the guys who have to have screaming. If it has singing, it's pussy.
Right. Yeah, there's no balance. It's just.
And it's like.
It's what people.
What about bands that do both fucking well?
Then you're just more efficiently pissing off everyone.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Then you're on that border where it's like nobody wants to fucking play with you.
Yeah.
But you'll know.
That's what Collapse was. That was what Collapse was forever, dude. And like.
We had that same issue, man. It's like we play with bands that were death metal, and then the crowd just goes. He's not sure what picking. I don't like this.
Where's the blast beats?
Do you know one thing I heard about Flux once that made me laugh my ass off?
Oh, dude, I've heard so much.
This is the best line I ever heard about Flux.
And you guys can talk what you want because Flux.
I've actually only heard one. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've heard one person criticize Flux, and this is what they said.
I've heard several.
I won't say who it was, but
I don't care who it was.
He said, "I don't like Flux because the guitar playing is too flashy."
What?
Word for word.
Dude, I'll say that when I was like
I don't understand how it's a criticism. Like, too flashy. Like, I don't like your showboating guitar. It's like, fuck, man. I mean, like I feel like people just completely lose track. Like,
dude, I get that completely because a lot of people. I've had people tell me this, like people that I know, they were just trying to be nice.
Flashy.
Just watch up there. They didn't say it was too flashy. They said that like make weird expressions while you're on stage and when you're playing like solos and stuff. Because I totally go into Joe Satriani mode when I play a lead, where I'm like,
I get
paying attention.
Shit.
I'd be like, why are you fucking paying attention to my face, dude? Watch what I'm fucking. Listen to the music I'm playing and watch my guitar.
I know, but that's why it's so absurd. Because the thing is, like,
absurd.
it doesn't matter about the music; it's more what you look like. You know,
that's ridiculous.
and that fucking bothers me.
Those are people who are not
the
musicians.
people who judge me like, okay, now Pettit's done this. Pettit's done this. He's insulted me several times based on my sweatpants.
Pettit's a fucking dick about everything. He hates everything.
And look where I'm sitting.
Right.
You know, I actually like
You
Pettit.
told me yourself. I have no problem with Pettit personally. What I'm saying is that he hates on everything new. Like, unless it's like old school fucking
shit.
Like you were saying, you're listening to Job for Cowboy, and he's like, what is that gay shit?
He doesn't like that shit.
Why?
He doesn't
why
like
is that
it.
fucking? Why is that?
He
gay
likes
shit?
what he likes, and that's fine. I have no problem with it. I'm not like putting him on blast or anything.
Why does everything have to be
But, you know,
relegated to 90s
he
death
brought it
metal?
up that you know my sweatpants was unprofessional, and that it'd be better if I wore like some sort of rock star getup.
Are you
know?
kidding me?
Well, I get what he's saying, that there is an image to be had. There is an image to be had, but for me,
I say you
it's
reinvent
all
the
about the
image.
music. It's all about the music.
Right.
Like I like the bands that I like are all regular dudes.
Dude, yeah.
They just fucking show up
Kidding
and
me?
play.
Do you
And
really
they
think if I
shrink
went-
the room when they get in, it's fucking over.
If I go see a band that I really like and the fucking lead guitar player is wearing sweatpants, I'm gonna say, that's awesome. That dude's wearing sweatpants. I wish
He's
I would have worn mine.
comfortable.
I wish I would have worn mine. It's about comfort and function.
Well,
you know?
yeah, I know.
Fuck it.
But I'm just saying, it has nothing to do. It shouldn't have anything to do. I think the image, especially in metal, should not be.
He should be wearing armor for the
He should be wearing armor.
Yeah, see?
No,
Jake kind of shares the disdain for costumes.
No, he was just repeating what I said.
No,
I
it's
just
just
meant that as a
funny.
joke, dude.
This is funny.
It's fucking
But-
silly, dude,
yeah.
really. I don't know, man. I don't see any solution.
I understand if it's like all tied into one big concept, like war.
Sure.
Something
Sure.
like that. That's fucking awesomeness.
Oh, dude,
Okay,
they claim to be
Murder Club does it
aliens.
too.
They claim to be
I know,
aliens.
it's fucking
They don't
awesome,
claim to
dude.
be humans.
It's fucking awesome.
To this day, I've never
It's
seen
funny.
Guar, and I really want to.
It's such a great concept.
I was hoping
but-
Green Jelly was going to be like that. I ended up
That
going.
shit was fucking.
Was it bad?
Fuck Green Jelly, man.
Was it bad?
Shit was horrible.
See, I'm glad I left then because like I came, I fucking watched you guys tear it up, and then like, and I was out there talking with Josh,
You
and
remember your
like,
guitar this time, right?
he's like, dude. Well, he told me he goes, yeah, there's like no original members left in that band.
Yeah.
It's like, how can you get into a band that sounds
Not a
nothing
band.
like the original band?
Then it should be a
Dude,
different
they're
band.
not a
They
band.
should call it a different band.
Dude, they're not a band. They're not a band.
What are you talking about? They're not, but they toured here. You opened for them. Your band opened for them.
You know how many
What are
songs
they
they
then?
played? I think they might, maybe have played 3 songs.
What?
They're fucking like hour and a half. They might have played like
They played
3
for an
songs.
hour and a half.
They didn't play, dude. They just sat up there and fucking just like yelled and like just said a bunch of stupid shit. Fucking.
Did they
put
have
on-
any kind of slideshow or
put on,
stage
yeah, like the
thing?
fucking singer put on a big head of like a big cow with light up shit.
See, that's the kind of shit I was kind of
Right,
interested
and,
in seeing.
and that's cool, but all he did was like stood up there and yelled at us about how he was like the cow god and how he's gonna take a big cow god shit in the falls and we're all gonna drink cow god shit. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, it sounds
but
a
then,
little
like,
entertaining, huh?
right? But then like
Okay, that's fine as
Right.
long as the rest of your fucking set is playing music.
Right, but
Right.
I don't come to a show
Right.
to watch a
Right.
fucking theater performance
Dude,
from
this
really bad
season-
actors.
Dude.
I don't know, man. I don't know
No,
about
dude,
that.
no,
What
I
about-
do.
fuck that, dude.
I do. I won't
This
do
shit-
it.
Here,
You think
get
it's
this,
gotta be a
get this,
balance.
get this. Yo, dude, get
Yeah.
this shit. Get this. They came up, they asked us if they could use all of our gear because they didn't bring any gear
What?
except guitars. That's all they brought. All they brought was guitars.
Oh
That's it.
shit.
How are you a
That's it.
professional touring band? How are you doing that? I don't
Right,
understand.
right. No, they just brought.
Are they just
guitars.
going to rely
That
on
was
every
all.
band
That was
from
all.
show to show that's opening for them
Yeah,
to use
right.
their gear?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, shit like that. And then what
They're
they did-
writing off their previous
Don't you
fame
kinda have
of
to-
Little Pig.
Don't you kind of have to? You kind of got to stand and respect that because it's like, shit, man. They're not moving
man.
gear.
Fucking
They're not moving. They found a way
stupid.
around it. Like they're able to just skate on the name Green Jelly or Green Jello, whatever the fuck which one it is. They're able to just skate off that name and be like, guess what? We're going through your town. We're using your gear. Here's thanks for the money. See you later. And
I
that's
don't
it.
respect that.
Shit.
That's
Not
bullshit.
this.
Yeah, it's kind of a bitch
okay,
move.
Yeah, good
That's
idea,
a complete
but
total
fuck
bitch
you.
move.
Good idea,
idea.
but you're
I mean,
fucking
That's
You
a
got
good
the
idea to
name?
get stiffed. You're gonna run into one. If we were playing, they wouldn't borrow any of my shit. I'd be
Right.
like, no.
Yeah, you're gonna
you
run into a
guys
situation
fucking
where
kidding
they're
me?
just like,
You
you know
fucking
what?
kidding me?
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, no, you
Right.
can't.
I get pissed
I mean,
when I bring my
well,
shit
here.
and then like the production guy's like, okay,
Basically,
you have to use somebody else's shit.
Here,
I
basically,
was like, what?
Why would you ever
What?
have to? Here.
I had to do that at fucking when I went to Station
I
4.
want to fucking smoke. Alright.
Word.
Alright, let's take a pause, man.
One.
Alright. Hey, we're back from our break. Jake was frustrated because Frank and I are ranters and we were interrupting him. So Frank,
real,
Frank, no idea. I think we were talking about music and all kinds of silly shit.
I don't know.
Who knows?
You get aggressive.
Yeah. So our apologies to all of our Jay Carlson fans out there. I know I've run into plenty of them.
Jake's the man.
They say, hey man, we like these. I like that guy Jake, man. That guy's funny. Like he's a relatable dude.
Right,
So the
yeah,
rest of us are
that's
just fucking douches. So here's how it goes. We found a note. Found a note at the Pita Pit.
Let's see the note. We need to see the note.
It's on the camera, so it's not gonna.
Never mind.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
fine.
So the note goes like this. Okay. It says, "I need to earn money. Period. Will suck cock. Hyphen. Call Art at 605-929.
Oh, here we go.
6603. Okay. And then it says, "We'll take 6 best offers." After that, in parentheses, 30-minute limit.
Offer number 6.
Yeah, 30-minute limit, and then about 3 exclamation points. So, like, if you read this, you would be like, "I need," like the need is all uppercase. So, I need to earn money. Will suck cock. Call Art at. We'll take 6 best offers. 30-minute limit. About. Just like 3.
About
Yeah, just
30
about.
minutes.
Yeah, 3 exclamation marks after about. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get Art on the horn. I'm gonna call up Art. He answered last time and I hung up right away because frankly I had nothing that I could say to him. So we're calling Art. And
Chances are one of Art's buddies put this note in the.
and it's ringing. Here we go. Here we go.
Can I speak?
It's on speaker.
Hello?
Hey, Art.
This is here he is.
Okay. Art. Hello? Hey, Art, are you there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
You okay? Okay. All right. Well, Art, my name's Don. How are you doing tonight? What's... You doing okay? You doing okay? It-
Okay.
grab a quick pop?
No.
No? Oh, you're ill. That sucks, man. You there?
9-9.
Art. Talk to me, Art. Are you there?
He hung up.
He's gone.
You didn't even get to
Art's
the
gone. All right, you know what?
Alright, it's okay because I ran out of memory and then I had to put a new stick in.
Oh shit! Right in the middle of the call.
Right in the middle of the call.
Oh shit! All right, so you got it set up now.
We're good. We're 24 seconds in.
Okay. All right.
25, 26.
Let's try it. Let's try it one more time. Let's see. Let's see. Art's not doing well, but he's eating Papa John's. I don't know. Let's find out.
He deserves it.
No shit. He's putting his face on the line.
He's trying to get the taste out of it.
No shit.
Hello?
Hey, what happened? We lost Art.
Who is this?
This is Don.
Huh?
This is Don. This is Don.
Don?
Yeah, Don.
Don.
Yeah, it's Don.
Well, he's busy, I guess.
He's
He's
busy.
not feeling well right now.
Oh, okay. Well, look, can I ask you something? We actually found a note. I'm sorry. Who am I speaking with?
This is his neighbor, Whitney.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Well, here's why. I'm concerned for Art. We found a note where I work at the Pita Pit, and the note implied that Art was needing some cash right now, and that he was willing to perform certain unsavory acts. We found a note with his phone number. That's how I got this phone number. I work at the Pita Pit. So I just wanted. Yeah. Oh yeah. Really. Do you want to know exactly what the message on the note said?
Yes, because I'm really good friends with him.
Oh, okay. Let me tell you exactly what it said. Let me pull up the image, okay? 1 second. Options. Okay, whatever. Look, I can just paraphrase it because I got the note essentially memorized. We don't know if Art did this or if someone maybe was trying to set Art up, but it said that Art needed to earn cash really bad, and that he would be I'm not trying to speak crassly to you, but he said that he would be willing to suck cock for that, and that he would take the 6 best offers, and that's what the note said. And so we were curious whether that was actually coming from Art, or whether that was someone that maybe didn't like Art and they wanted to see his phone get blown up. Hello? She's gone.
That was an awesome segment.
She didn't suck cock.
I'm sure it was like cock click.
He already had the first
I don't know when or how that ended, but
the first fucking.
I don't
What
know.
was hilarious is Donnie's like, yeah, I work at the Pita Pit. Just
Right?
come back in there and tell my manager that I sent you this fucking message.
I don't give a shit. You're
Imagine
leaving
what-
prostitution notes
Right.
in our bathroom. I just want to know whether that was him or whether that was someone trying to set him up.
Wait, in the bathroom? They
in
put it
the,
on the wall?
in the men's bathroom, on a note, left on the stall. That's how we found Art's phone number.
Wow.
I'm gonna be like, yeah, right, yep, okay, yep,
Why
yep.
can't you just,
We'll talk to Donnie. See you later, man.
as soon as you bring up sucking cock, they just don't want to talk anymore.
That's
He's the one to suck.
true
cock.
statement.
Nobody wants to be in the
Oh,
cock
did he call him
comments.
back?
I was just like every other woman. All right, no, that's a joke. That's a joke. All right. Anyway, we want to thank you guys again for tuning into the fucking Humpcast. Apparently, after last week, we just needed to redeem ourselves so much that we went with the full HD movie version. If you like our ridiculous Humpcast where we talk about shit that we really don't even know about. Actually, before I even fucking do our closing segment, we gotta do. Uh-oh. No.
Hit it, dude. Hit it.
That'd be awesome. Nah, it's not. Wish it were Art. I blocked it, so. Oh, Art's not really gonna know. I'm gonna do my riff of the day. It's Chicken Pickin', dedicated to Jacob Carlson. It goes like this. Do a little walk. End it with a quack. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. There's your riff for the day. This has been our 19th episode that we've done. We're going to close out the season on the 20th. We've got a special guest. If you've been watching the other podcasts, we've already said who we want to be for our special guest for the 20th. So we're going to just keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully we can get in there and get some awesome 20th special season closer and seal the first season with some epicness. Again, if you like our podcast, this silly little podcast, like us on Facebook, share with your friends. Make sure to let them know that they're never getting this time back, because they're going to watch something and they're not ever getting that shit back. Again, we're brought to you by Common Sense. Yeah, the best gift shop in Sioux Falls because it's locally owned. Go talk to Monty. Tell him the Humpcast sent you over. Go check out their books and their stickers and their clothes. Summertime is here. They have awesome clothes for all the boys and girls out there. Again, we want to remind you guys to stay safe. Keep watching the Humpcast. Check out the shows that we're pushing on there. Support your local bands. Take care of each other, kids. Peace. And there's no cats, so sorry.
There is a cat. They have pound safe. It's toothless.
We gotta tooth this cat, but he ain't around.
But what do you know? And he's collarless. And he's always around. Fucking always needs attention.